Hey folks, Würfel here, and today we're going to take a look at my new dice storage. I built this during the year, and today is the day that I'm going to show you this project. But before we start with this, let's have a look at my previous solution. So I built this cabinet here in April, I guess, when the new laser arrived at the makerspace, and this was the first project made on that machine. So I bought some classical quarter-inch plywood, the good birch stuff, but I can tell you this stuff is tough and the laser really needs to burn it off. So yeah, you see it's quite dark here on the cutting edge. It's also pretty uneven, but lessons learned. You also see it's quite simple. So I just have some normal drawers here, and I have made it to the size so that my Feldherr inlays will fit in there. And what you can also see, there's nothing holding the drawers. So this is made to be a showcase, so I can move it around. That's why it has the handle here at the top. And I also made it in these single drawers because normally you have a bag for these foam inlays, and that's quite nice. But if you want to show someone something, and it's in the bottom layer, you always need to pick up all the layers before and you need to place them somewhere. So this takes up a lot of space, and especially if you're at cons and fairs, there's not always the space given. So this is quite nice because if I want to show something, I can just grab the right drawer. But there were still some issues that I want to address with the new version. This is the new version. And first of all, you see it's a little bit nicer in its finish. I made a lot of double layered pieces. This is also birch ply, only an eighth of an inch, so it's about 4 and 3 millimeter thick material. That's quite nice to work with, and I made most of the stuff in double layers, so you can see here on the outside, or better to see it here. These are 2 layers, and the inner layer has all the cutouts for all the finger joint parts, and the outside is simply a plain blank sheet. What you can also see, when I put this, none of the drawers will fall out. This is the first major improvement that I made. The drawers here have these knobs and you can turn them, and by turning them you can release them, because I have little latches here on the outside, and by turning the knob I can pull them to the inside. And I simply made some cutouts here, and this will catch the latch, and with that my drawers are secured. Makes it a lot easier to carry this around. Also, you can see here are no spacers. I didn't add any bottoms between the drawers, so I now have 7 drawers in the place where I had 6 drawers before. So I get a complete additional drawer, and this comes from these rails here on the inside. You can see it. And of course, I have the matching part here on the drawers. And that's why they didn't fall down. And this saves a lot of material on the cutting end, and it also makes the whole thing look a lot more pleasant. And there's one additional feature that I built into this version, and that's the special here at the top. What you can see here is I also made the handle from wood, and you see that the handle is a little bit inset here, and you can also see on the back rail that this is also set in a little bit. And the reason for that is quite simple. I can now put this out and put the drawer right on top here, and now it's held securely. And this means when I want to show something, I can always grab out one of the drawers and I can put it on top of the cabinet. So the only footprint that I need is the cabinet itself, and it's high enough that I can even put it on the ground and put something on here and grab the pieces out and show them, and it's not too inconvenient to work with that. But especially if you have a table or something like that, it's quite nice to have the pieces at this height here. And also this gave me a little bit of additional space, so when I get some goodies, business cards and all that stuff, I can throw them in here. And this makes this a really, really nice new addition to my equipment. And now we want to start and fill this. It's time to move. So you can see here, I have my DD6 prototypes, I have some of my D20s, spaces for some sets, some of my older designs, some chunky D6. And we just grab the foam part and put it in their new home. Also, what's now a lot better compared to the previous version, if you take a look here, you can see there's a gap. To save on weight, I cut out the bottom plates here. There's a large gap between the layer underneath and the bottom of the top part. So if I would tilt this too much, stuff can fall out and resort itself within this. It wouldn't come out the cabinet, but it would fall all over the place. So in this case, the new version is much better because the next level is directly a drawer bottom, so this will be sealed up very nicely. This drawer we need to keep for the end. Let's take this one. Here are all, you see, I can't put that stuff on top here. This is all my 3D printed metal stuff. And also one dual material set. This is a solid white material and a rubber-like black material. These roll pretty silently. The rest is all printed steel from Shapeways. Yep. This here is mostly sets that I play with, actually. So this drawer is used most often. So we jump that one because the D6 will go in here. Here I have some singles, unfinished stuff, things that I put aside, prototypes and all that kind of stuff. I really, really like these. I think they are originally for paint bottles, so you can sort your paint bottles in here, but they have the perfect size to fit dice of any style, so even the big chunky DD6 fits in nicely. My D20s are also a little bit bigger and they fit nicely in here. So I can only recommend getting these. And the final draw on this one, this is mostly empty, but in this case I use it to transport my folding dice tower. And there's just a simple foam layer underneath, so there's room for more stuff. And then I have a complete drawer left open for, I don't know yet what I want to put in there, but I think there will for sure be some stuff finding its way into this. So now let's move all the D6. And it's filled and ready and nice. So not sure if I want to add that EVA foam again here, but for the moment I'm just happy having a new functional drawer in here. And that wraps it all up. So this is my new drawer. I also think of preparing the files for everyone. Let me know if you're interested to make these yourselves. There are a few things that I want to change and that I already updated in the Fusion file. But yeah, let me know if you're interested, so I would share the plans and the files for this and make an assembly video so you know how all the parts go together, how the mechanism works, and then you can build your own ultimate dice storage solution and showcase. So yeah, that's it for this year. That's the last one, and I hope to see you in 21 again. And until that, I wish you a lot of fun. Enjoy all your dice, enjoy all your crafting and dice making, and I hope to see you there.